I mean, it's just such a gift. It completely transformed my life. I've had the opportunity to have 2 children while being on this show with this incredible community, telling stories that I really care about telling with the queen of television, Shonda Rhimes herself. In terms of life, work, blessing, this is kind of the pinnacle of what one could ever ask for. So pretty grateful. It's pretty amazing that we have continued on for so long. What I think is the most fascinating part of this whole story is learning about the fact that these 13-year-olds who literally weren't alive when our show first came out are just discovering it now on Netflix. And we have this whole new generation of viewership that are obsessed and have become super fans and are super connected to these characters and committed to them. So it's neat to see that our show has kind of stood the test of time and that it just continues to bring more and more and more people into its viewership. We're telling stories that people can relate to. We're telling stories about what it is to be a sister and a friend. And I mean, this show was really built on the Christina Meredith friendship, and that's a really neat and unique element to this show. Everybody has a best friend, you know? We have a lot of people who are single who watch the show, but they all know what it means to be in a committed friendship, right? So we tell the intricacies of what the friendship ebb and flow looks like, but we're also dealing in life and death situations, which gets the heart racing and pumping and makes people excited, and they want to know what's going to happen with the guest stars that come on, and people want to cry, and so we give them all the feels so people keep tuning in so that they can feel all the feelings in a space that's safe. It encompasses the full life experience, and because we represent everybody from every different background, anybody who's watching can find themselves in one of these characters. So they want to keep seeing, like, that's the person that I relate to. How are they dealing with this issue? Huh. Maybe I could deal with this issue in this way, or, you know, it's neat. When I was pregnant with my second child, my character was also pregnant with the baby that I lost on the show. So it was a very kind of full and emotional experience, and my baby actually was born early, the day after we shot the labor and delivery and death scene, and then she had to be in the NICU for a couple of weeks. And what was unbelievable, I mean, it was scary and a big emotional experience, but I had this incredible experience with another mother in the NICU. I had just played a scene literally 3 days before where in the midst of April's pain, she gets to comfort a woman who just lost her husband. And I had this whole monologue that I give to her about how she's brave and that she can get through this and that God will walk with her through it. And I found myself in the situation in the NICU where there was another mom and she had just discovered that her baby had a hole in his heart. And she was just shaking uncontrollably, and I went up to, I'm gonna cry. I went up to her and I wrapped my arms around her and I literally found the words to speak to her. They came directly out of the lines I had just spoken, like 4 days before. And there I am, also suffering because my baby's also in the NICU, and I had this incredible, I had language to pull from to actually meet her in that moment of need, and that had been given to me through the writing of the show. What I think has been the most impactful is that we are now seeing like a surge of women who are stepping into the role of surgeon, who are watching the show and going, that's what I want to do with my life. I want to be a badass surgeon. I want to work my ass off. I want to save lives. And it's because I have a sea of characters to choose from that I want to emulate in some way, or that I see the humanity in, and that I'm inspired by. And that, I mean, that for me is the most exciting part, is seeing women rise up and take the reins in the workforce and recognize their unbelievable potential that has maybe been untapped before the moment that they get to see themselves up on screen doing something like that. So that's a real privilege.